If you're in the beauty industry, you're going to want to keep listening. Welcome to Salon After Hours, where the tips are on trend, the gossip is hot, and the advice is cutting edge. Grab your tea because we are about to spill it.
Hi, guys, and thank you for tuning into another great episode of
Salon After Hours.
This episode specifically, we are highlighting one of my artists at 925 Salon, who is our brow babe. She doesn't just do brow, she does many other services that she will get into. But go ahead and introduce yourself, Crystal, please.
Hi guys, I'm Crystal. You could follow me at Lucky Girl Co. and I'm so excited to be here.
Yay!
Yes.
Welcome.
So excited.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, what services you do, and obviously you were with 925 before and now you're back, so we're excited to have you. So tell us a little bit about the services you offer and like kind of where people can book with you and all of that.
Yeah, so I offer a whole bunch of services. Mainly, I do specialize in brows. I love brows. So brow waxing, brow lamination, just waxing in general too. I do body waxing. Also specialize in Brazilians. So come to me. And I also do lash lifts.
Love
Yes, a little bit of everything.
Okay, nice. What's your favorite service to do, you think?
Honestly, I like the combo brow lammy and lash lift. I feel like it's just like, I don't know, you just feel so put together.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
a good
okay,
one.
did that. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, even like if you're like kind of, you don't wear a lot of makeup or it's like your natural days, I feel like when you have a lammy and a lift, like it looks so good.
And even like when you do your makeup, it just makes it so much easier and quicker. Like you're like, okay, everything is where it needs to be. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And you
okay.
actually did my brow lammy and lash lift a while ago.
Yes.
It was like right after I got my lash extensions off because I was, lash extension diehard girly. And then I got them off for like the first time in I don't even know how long. And then I got that brow lift and lash. Wait, no, not brow lift, lash lift and brow lammy.
And what'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved the brow lammy, like the look of it. And I think that's because that was like, I don't even know when that was. That was probably like,
That was like 2 years ago.
yeah, that was 2 years. It was a long
while
time ago. Yeah,
Been doing this a minute.
I know, yeah.
I was
And
gonna say.
I've been thinking about getting a lash lift again recently because now I've had my lashes off for like a long time. So I think they're like a little bit, like stronger and more grown out after having them off for a while. So I've been wanting to do lash lift and like tint. Is it always a lash lift and tint, or is those two separate services?
I like to do them together, but I know
Yeah.
there is some people who are allergic to tint. So yeah, I like to make sure
Interesting.
about that. Yeah.
Okay, I've never heard of that. And Brie, have you gotten? Yeah, I know you've had a brow lammy in the past.
Yes, brow lammies and lash lift. So I was
did
a lash extension girl too for like, oh my gosh, I think it was like 10 years or something.
Probably.
I was like so scared to like get them off, but
Yeah.
luckily like my amazing lash girl Genevieve, when I took them off, they looked just like before I started getting them. Like I didn't have, they weren't shorter. They were like really nice. Like I don't even have lashes on now, and they're really long and voluminous.
yeah, I love
Those
your
are really long.
lashes.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I was
When
looking
did
at them. I'm like, hey, girl.
Okay. All right. Let's book.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I do want to do the like lash lift. Yeah. So, I've gotten a lash lift before and I really liked it. And I have gotten my brow lammy done too before. And so, yeah, I really love the service. I love it too because I'm a mom and I'm busy. So I feel like it does like make you look well put together even on your like days off or like run to the grocery store or go to the park with the kids. It's much easier to manage, like you said. Like it just makes it easier to get ready. Like I could just fluff up my brows and it looks so good. So
yeah. And it's not a service you have to like keep worrying about. It's like every like 6 to 8 weeks, then you're like, oh, okay, let me go get it done.
yeah, it's super nice. So I will be booking
yeah, honestly,
ASAP because
same.
I need a revamp here.
I think that's like a good combo for those who like don't want to put in a lot of effort every morning or they don't have time to do like a full face, just having like the lammy and the lift, I feel like is really good.
And for somebody who's like, you don't want to have the service of going to get your lashes done every 2 weeks. I
know,
feel like
which
a
is
lash
a
lift
lot,
is a nice alternative.
It
Yeah,
is. It
for
really
sure.
is. Yeah. So how did you get into the brow and the lammies and the lifts and the waxing? Did you always know you wanted to kind of go that route? Or let's talk a little bit about like where you started and all that.
And how long have you been doing it?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So Honestly, how I got into it, I feel like it was like Instagram.
Okay.
I love like the waxing videos. Like it was so satisfying. And I remember like this was just like 1 week. I was just like going through it. This had to be like 2016, 2017. And I decided, oh, I'm going to go to beauty school.
Oh, I love
Because
that.
I just wanted to do like, I
Casually.
literally was just like, I'm going to go. And my mom was like, you're in college, like finish college and go. And I was like, no, mom, I have to go or else I'm never going to do it. Like I'm going to change my mind next week.
Yeah.
Like I need to do it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of had to like do some convincing to her because she's like, no, like, you know, that stereotype, like,
Yeah.
you're not going to make money. Like, you
College
need a real
degree.
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I basically told her if I go do this now, when I'm done, I'll go back to college.
Okay. Fair.
Didn't do that.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm in college now.
Good sales pitch.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, girl.
But yeah, I didn't really do that. But as soon as I got out, I was waxing. And my main thing was body waxing. Like at first, I was afraid to like touch brows
Okay.
because of my trauma.
Mm.
I used to, oh my God, guys.
What?
Oh no.
Man, you know, we have to go to like the nail shops.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And they don't know how to do brows. They're just
Yes.
like, okay, let me just wax it off.
$7 for a wax. You know.
But I had such thick brows. My mom's like, okay, we need to like do something. Like,
Yeah.
my mom's like, I don't know how to do it, so we're gonna like go get it done.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was terrible.
no.
And I finally like grew mine back, and I would do my own brows. So you know, I did my own brows, but I was scared to touch other people's brows because I'm like, I'm not gonna traumatize you. I don't know, you know. And like, I mean, here and there, I probably would like help my sister and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I went into school, it was mainly body waxing.
Okay.
And then when brow lamination became popular, probably almost like, I want to say 3-4 years ago, it started to get popular. And then I took a class mainly just for me. Like, I just wanted to learn how to do my own because I never wanted to go to nobody else for my brows.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just going to
Trauma.
take it. I'm going to learn. But in the class, I felt really comfortable doing brows. I'm like, why is this so easy
Like a
for me?
love.
Yeah, because like we
Yeah.
had to do models. So I was like, wait, this is so easy. And so then I'm like, okay, let me just offer it, see if anybody will come to me. And they did. And then I was like, bye, body waxing. I'm doing brows.
Yeah.
And yeah, so.
But I think what's something that's really cool about how you do brows is you brow map. And I think that you should tell people what brow mapping is and how that's such a different service and a much more elevated brow experience service. So I'd like you to like highlight that and like what if somebody were to come in to get their brows waxed even with a lammy.
Yeah.
I want you to describe the process of brow mapping and why that's an importance to this service.
Yeah.
Yes, I do think it's very important. I know too, there is like, you'll see videos of like the way people do it and they do it the same every time. But there actually is some like, everybody's brows are different. And to like, also like your eyes. So some people's eyes, like they might be slightly higher, slightly not. And I feel like sometimes when I am mapping, like I will definitely like adjust kind of how I do it to like their specific eye. Because I feel like it's like the same thing, like with hair, with lashes, like you can give me an inspo pic, but it really depends on what you come in with. Like,
Yeah.
I have to look at your brows. I have to look at like the canvas and stuff. But it is really important, especially like when you do want to get it like as matchy as possible.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, of course, you know, we can't always 100%. Like, what do they say?
They're best friends.
Oh,
They're like cousins, not sisters, something like that.
Sisters, not twins.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
sisters, not twins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which I like to like emphasize. So
Yeah.
I mean, of course, when they come in, you know, what's your goals?
Yeah.
I am gonna map, and I do always show them first.
So what is mapping?
So a mapping, we kind of use like this string, and we'll kind of like do it like along your eye.
Okay.
How do I explain this? This is hard to explain.
I would just say, like, have you ever seen those Instagram videos where there's white lines like symmetrically across the face? Well, we're trying to figure out like what like
you match it to like your eyes, right?
Yeah.
It's like from the corner of your eyes, the ends of your eyes.
it helps
the
get
inner
the best
corner.
results, like to get them as close as the same. You can go through that a little bit.
Okay.
Think of your own wording though.
I know. I'm like, how would I explain
I'm just
this?
like, this is from a consumer's point of view of what I see. But I think it's so cool. And I feel like there's not many. Why I want to highlight this is because I feel like there's not many brow artists in the Bay that brow map. Well, I only see very few that do it. And I do feel like those of you that do it are the best in the Bay. So, yeah, it's not like going to like the little chinita shops. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're just like, let me just do it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay, so let's
Okay.
talk about brow mapping. Like, what is
Yes.
that? Or like, kind of run me through. If I were to come into you and I were to get my brows done, like, what would happen there?
Yeah. Like, what's
Yeah.
that process?
Yeah.
Yeah, so brow mapping, we just use a string. We map along your eyebrows. We use your eye as well to kind of help with that mapping, so it kind of like matches up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's gonna give us like the best like similar shape as possible
Mhm.
for sure.
Ooh.
Like
Okay.
a good outline of like where your brows should end, where they should
Where should
start,
start,
right?
where the,
like,
How
arch
high?
should be.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of like those like videos on Instagrams that you see where it's like they take like a line and it looks like they put it in like baby powder and they
Yeah.
flick it on
It's
you,
like a
right?
mathematical equation, I feel like
Literally.
almost. Like people use like a protractor, you gotta get 90-degree, all the
Yes.
angles.
Yeah, I feel like the brow artists that actually do that like do the best brows.
Yeah. It definitely helps a lot
Yeah.
for sure. And two, like we get to like, even if I see your brows, there is people who are like, I'll see their brows and I don't need to map. I know exactly where I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But I do it anyways because I like to
Yes.
show them. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this is what I'm going to do. And sometimes they're like, you know what? I want it a little thinner. Or, you know what? Can we actually leave some more space? I want like to eventually get fuller brows, have it grow in.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to do it too. Because honestly, like now I feel like doing brows, I could like look at someone's brows without mapping and I'm like,
For
okay,
sure.
I know where I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's more so for the client. Like I
Okay.
want to show them like, hey, this is what we're doing because they feel more comfortable. Because again, brow trauma, like they're like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna let you do it. I don't even know what you're doing right now. Like,
Yeah.
So I want to show them like these are the lines I'm following. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So-
awesome.
I know.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, really good. And now let's talk about, you said one of your biggest services is cut bikini, not bikini waxing. What did you call it?
Brazilian.
Oh,
Oh,
Brazil.
and then let's talk about your like other big service, Brazilians, like
Yes.
waxing people's hoo-haws. How is
She's
that?
waxed my hoo-ha before.
I have.
Oh, shit.
Yes. She's probably done all my services before.
Honestly.
Oh my god, I'm gonna tell you, the
funny.
girls at the salon, because like we just said, she's back with us at 925 Hayward now.
Yeah.
The girls are so excited for your Brazilians. So
I know. It's like so for the other girls at the salon, it's so easy. Like get their Brazilians done, their brows done, their lashes done, their hair done. They don't have to go anywhere.
convenience.
Literally.
So you love doing them.
Yes.
Okay.
That was my first like thing I've ever specialized in was Brazilians. Yeah.
Okay.
That's scary.
And you like that's so I mean,
Scary.
yeah, that takes a specific person, I feel
Yeah,
like.
it
Yeah.
definitely does.
Yeah, because you're up in everybody's grills.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like someone who doesn't do it, they're like, oh my God, how do you do that? And I feel like
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
just waxing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you're like, I don't,
like
I
it's
just,
so normal to me.
yeah.
And I feel like too,
Yeah.
sometimes I would have to catch myself, especially like new people when they come in.
yeah.
Because, everyone's nervous, which
Oh, yeah.
totally understand. I remember my first Brazilian. I'm like, oh my God, girl, what are you doing? Like,
was
relax.
so
you know what I
nervous.
mean?
Yes.
But like, I'll be so like, yeah, just lay down. Just take your pants off. And they're like, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So
like,
I feel like I need to like remind myself too, like, okay,
The
this
first
is-
timers.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like the first timers,
Yeah.
like we need to be
Yeah.
a little more like, okay.
it's so nerve wracking. So for somebody like first time coming in for that service, because I feel
Yeah.
like that is like a super nerve wracking service to book with someone.
For sure.
Like what do you like recommend? Like what are some recommendations before you come in, or how to make them be more at ease?
Yeah.
Well, for sure, before you come in, I always tell everyone, like, if you have been shaving or whatever you're doing before, I like to do 4 weeks at least of growth.
Okay.
At least 4 weeks. I know they like to say, like, oh, your hair should be, like, at least, like, as long as, like, a rain grace.
Yeah.
I don't.
No,
I'm
you're
not
like, I
gonna
want 4
get
weeks.
Much. Yeah,
Yeah.
with that. And I feel like it's more painful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So, yeah, I like to tell them, like, grow out as much as possible. And then, of course, when they come in, I've noticed now, like, I'll, like, leave the room and let them undress.
Yes.
Get comfortable,
Yeah.
because before I would just be there, I'm like, yeah, girl, just drop your pants. And they're like, turn around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do like to, like, for that, for them to
Privacy.
get comfortable. I'll
Okay.
let them get comfortable. And then
Even
I
though
come
you're
in.
gonna see them with no pants on in 2
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, okay, girl, butterfly.
Yeah, literally spread them wide.
Yes, but I like to,
That's
too,
funny.
I just talk to them.
Yeah.
Even if, like, they're not really responding much, then I know, like, still talking, like, but I won't be saying, like, asking them questions for them to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just talk, just try to distract them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there are some people who are like, they want to talk to me, and then they're just asking me questions. So I kind
yeah.
of just feel the vibe.
Yeah.
But
That's so
I've noticed,
important.
like, if I say nothing at all and I'm completely silent, like, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't
It
go
never
well.
works for Brazilians, So
Yeah.
that's why I
Yeah.
kind of have to learn, like, okay, they're not really talkative, but let me just, like, talk about myself. Let me talk about something else. I don't know. tell her a story. I'm a storyteller, okay?
Yeah. No,
Something.
for
no,
sure.
that's so true because honestly, like when I used to get Brazilians, I didn't want to talk, but I wanted to still like
Like a
listen and
distraction.
distract, you know, because it's like it's too awkward if it's like dead silent and you're
Yes.
like, okay, like girl, this is already awkward. We're not speaking, you know what I mean? But if there's something going on, then you can kind of distract yourself a little bit, you know.
Yeah, that's actually good to know. So for any of you first time Brazilians, Crystal's your girl. She's got it down to the T, you know?
To the T.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long does a Brazilian service take?
I like to do it at least like 30 minutes. Honestly, I could do it in 15 minutes.
Oh, nice.
I could do it very quickly.
Just because some people are like, I just want to be in and out because,
Yeah,
it's like
which-
painful or something.
Yeah, which I get. So I mean, I can do a speed waxing, but I like to at least 30 minutes. Honestly, sometimes even 45. Like I don't like to rush them, just because
Yeah.
I feel like I've worked at like other like companies, like big companies,
Yeah.
and they were all about, oh, hurry up, get them in, get them out. But I feel like I don't build like clientele that way. Like you know, I like to like have like that bond.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, I like to take my time, but of course, if they're ever like, hey, I'm in a rush, or like you said, like they just want to come in and out. Hey, I can do that too. I could be whatever you want me to be.
Yeah.
I can
You
be all
tell
of it.
me. Okay, cool. Awesome.
What is like how does someone know that they might be a good client for a Brazilian, right? Like those who are just like, you know, waxing or sorry, like shaving all the time, you know what I mean? What is maybe some things that they can like look at to decide like maybe I should consider getting a Brazilian, do waxing and enter that world?
Yeah. I feel like for me, as an example, when I used to shave, I used to get so many like razor bumps and I would get like rashes. Like it wasn't ingrowns, it was like full on rashes. So I feel like for that, ever since I started waxing, like
Yeah.
it's gone. I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about it. And also, so I mean, we know like when our hairs grow back, like the day or two later, it's just so
Oh my
bad.
gosh, it was
Yeah.
horrible.
I used to hate that. So I feel like if you are tired of that, Brazilian. That's
I
my
used
main
to hate
thing.
that too.
Yeah.
Like my hair, I mean, all over my body, my hair would grow back like within the same day
Yes.
almost, you know?
Yeah.
And now, I mean, I do laser, so I don't like have to deal with that, which is nice. But when I was doing waxing, and that was really nice too. One thing I want to talk about actually is what is the difference between sugaring or sugar wax or whatever it is and like other regular wax?
Well, sugar, I don't really do sugar. I'm not much like I don't know much about sugar. I know they just use like one thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Which
I know
I'm
it's like
like-
pretty popular, but
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I know that it's popular. I honestly can't even tell you why it's popular. No
Yeah.
offense to the sugar
Yeah.
people, but it's
Yeah.
just I just think about using like the same one over and over again.
It's like a glob that
Yeah,
you
but I don't
use,
have
right?
much,
And you
like-
spread it in
yeah,
I feel like
experience
that
with
wouldn't
that.
be like sanitary.
That's what
but
I think, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
We'll cut this part out. No
Yeah.
sugaring on this. She
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't
know.
because that part. That's the only thing too with that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I feel like hygienically.
that's
but
why
I
I've
don't
stayed
know.
away from it because of that. I'm like, I don't know if
Yeah.
I would do that. But soft wax and hard wax.
Oh.
There is two different waxes.
Oh, okay.
I do use both, but for like my body waxing Brazilians, I only use hard wax.
What is the difference between these two?
Hard wax is just like when you lay it down, it hardens on its own, and then you could rip it right off. Soft wax, you would have to put like a muslin or paper over it to like rip it off.
Oh, okay.
And that's usually what I use for like the face. So like brows, lip wax, I use soft wax.
you put the paper on it. Okay.
Which is the soft wax.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Because I've seen both done, but I honestly didn't know they were two different things. I thought it was just like different technique, to be honest.
Yeah, they're two different. And
Okay.
too, like soft wax, it is more of like, it also exfoliates a layer of your skin.
Oh.
Yeah, so I feel like for me personally, I know there's people who do Brazilians with soft wax. I'm just a little more scared of it for that
Okay.
area. So I
Okay.
like to do hard wax. That's just my preference.
Yeah. Is there something that's like recommended, or is it really just based off like preference for people?
I feel like it's definitely preference for people.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can do either one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
So, do you have any like new services or anything that you're going to be wanting to work on this year? Fun things like that with your
And
little
what are
company?
your like plans for, you know, coming back to 925 and now you're at before you were at Pleasanton, right? And now you're at Hayward.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and you're in that room in the back. So that's exciting. What are your kind of your plans and goals and what can they expect from you?
Yes. So I do want to start doing Vagacials.
I have seen that on
OMG.
Instagram.
I was like, wait, what the hell is that? And then I was like, oh, okay, I got it. Interesting.
Yes. Just because we do still get ingrowns. You
Yeah.
know, of course, too, like with any service, there's aftercare.
Yeah.
And so we do, you know, it's hard to follow aftercare sometimes. I'm a victim to it too.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell my clients, you know, exfoliate as much as you can, but we still get grown. So
That
I just
is
want to have
so
a
funny.
service where like they can come in, you know, they can get their wax, and I could go ahead and help them like extract those ingrowns as much as I can.
Yeah.
Get a nice like little facial on there. So
Yeah. So what would that entail exactly? What would that appointment look like?
it's pretty similar to a facial.
Okay.
But just for down there. Like,
Oh, really?
I would definitely cleanse.
Yeah.
We do masks. We do extractions. There's a steamer, like the whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's awesome.
Interesting. Would you
Yeah.
ever do that, Brie?
I mean,
I've done it before.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
mean-
not going to lie. After, like, you get your Brazilian and you
You've
get it
done it
done.
before?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it feels so much better. You're
Softer.
like, wow, like,
Yeah.
why didn't I add this on last time?
I feel like
Okay,
too, like,
interesting.
you know, sometimes things can be in like harder areas for people, so that could help with a professional going in and helping out as well.
So
Yeah.
can
With
someone,
ingrowns or stuff.
Yeah, can someone that doesn't wax still get that
Yeah.
like appointment?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. 100%.
Like someone that like just shaves or lasers or anything. So it can really be for anyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyone. If you want to come in and get a Vagacial, sure.
Vagacial.
I love that word.
Yeah, I love it.
The Vagacial.
Vajacial. Okay, that's
so
a cool
funny.
service that you're
That is
adding.
really cool. That is so funny. And
Yeah.
Brie, you have to test it out. I mean, you got to try all the new services at the salon.
Yeah, I
You have
will.
to try everything we offer.
I don't know if
so.
I'll make a reel of that one, guys, but I will give you an in-depth
We're gonna
review.
live stream it. Imagine.
That'd be
That
so
would
fun.
be
Actually, it would be fun though if
so
you do record
funny.
just your reaction.
Oh,
just
like your
face,
reaction?
be
Yeah.
like, okay.
Obviously not done.
Like, this is going good. Oh, what's that?
That would be so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
Oh my gosh, we actually need to do a reel for that. We might go viral and offer freaking
Jesus
Vagacials.
Christ.
Yeah.
I'm game, all right.
I honestly don't even think I've ever heard of that, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Really?
No.
I've seen
I feel like
it.
it's so popular. I don't know if like they really use like that name, but I've
Oh,
seen them like.
is this a name you made
say
up
it.
or is it?
No. I've
Okay.
seen the name.
Okay.
I did not make it up, guys. Don't come for
This
me.
is the real name.
But
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
That's really cool.
Interesting.
So you'll be adding that. When do you think you're gonna add that to your service list?
I probably say maybe in like another month.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay,
I still have to
soon.
get like all of the like
Stuff.
all the
Yeah, the
stuff, my
equipment and
steamer and
everything.
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out how I
Interesting.
want everything in my room.
Positioned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
one question I want to ask, you know, with you doing like a lot of the Brazilians and adding on that potential service, how do you kind of like show that on your Instagram and market that without people feeling uncomfortable? Because like, if I'm being honest, someone asked to take a picture after, I would absolutely say no. I would for
Yeah.
sure say no. I'd be like, sorry, not
Yes.
not
So you
cool
don't want
with
to make
that.
a reel?
Not of my.
You don't want to make a
No.
reel? Wow, she's over here. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know.
Okay, what? Go ahead.
Yes.
No, I feel
I
like
don't know.
that's
Wait,
really hard.
if you remember, you used to help me make my little
Yes.
my little
Yeah,
what
yeah.
are they called? My
Uh-huh. Your
posts.
graphics, yeah.
And you would do like the before and after
Yeah,
for
yeah.
my Brazilian.
Yeah.
So like I would have like a main picture, and it would be like, oh, like the next slide is a before and after of a Brazilian, because I don't like to just
Oh,
put it out there and it's like, boom,
that's
here's a
true.
vagina on your page.
She would put like a little warning kind of as the first
like a
post.
warning.
Because sometimes, yeah,
I mean,
like,
in reality, nobody's gonna know if it's your vagina.
Yes.
no, nobody's going to know. But the fact that I know, like, if I'm scrolling on
And you're
Instagram
like, oh my
and
God,
I
that's
see my
mine.
whole vagina on the feed, absolutely not. No way. Absolutely no,
No, yeah.
way.
It is hard though, because I mean, even when I was mainly doing that, I didn't
Yeah.
have that many on my page. 'Cause,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
they would be like,
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
how
I'm
do you
gonna cover it.
ask?
Like, I would just
Yeah.
ask them like any other, you know, is it
Yeah.
okay if I do it before and after? Like, it's really gonna help my business.
Yeah.
I would also offer like, you know, I'll give you money off, percentage off.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, then when I did that, sometimes they'd be like, okay, but even still, then they're like,
Yeah.
girl, you are not taking a picture. of that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
That
really hard.
Yeah.
But I
Maybe,
think
like-
maybe doing things how we said, like getting like someone's reaction to it, but like just their face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel
Or
like
like
that would be good.
reviews. Like you'd be like, so
Reviews
or-
too, yeah.
Well, yeah. That and maybe like you getting on and talking about it.
Mhm.
Like you just be like, hey guys, like I'm
Mhm.
doing this new service. Like
Yeah.
these are the benefits of it.
Yeah.
That's
a good way to
I
sell
think
it.
like doing that because
Yeah.
I have seen like people like perform of a facial, but
What is
Vagacial.
it? A Vagacial? Yeah.
on Instagram. Like they'll
Yeah.
put the mask
Okay.
on and then they'll
Yeah.
remove it and you see everything. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know. Even when I look at it, I'm like, oh God, I don't know. You know?
Yeah, I
But-
think about that too because I'm thinking about like my page and it's like I know I do offer it,
Yeah.
but also doesn't go with my vibe. Like,
I know.
But then I want people to book it, so I'm like,
But maybe if you just make like reels about talking about it
Yeah.
and giving
Yeah, I
facts
think
about
that's
it
a good
instead,
one.
and like it would look too, I think, better than just vaginas on the page.
yeah.
You know?
There's like
I
I
don't
think
know.
a classy way to do it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
I like how you used to put like, or
The
that you
warnings.
put the warning because sometimes when I would scroll on Instagram, like I would just all of a sudden see a vagina on my feed and I'm
Yeah.
like, jump scare. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good way. And then, yeah, like she was saying, if it's mostly or maybe more you like sitting there talking about
Yeah.
the perks and the benefits of it and why it's important and why people should get it.
Yeah.
And I think there are probably other ways like you could be creative in terms of like how you kind of talk about it. And maybe it's like, what's it called? Like graphics, like maybe not pictures that you took, but maybe like animated kind of, not like animated, but you know what I mean?
I know
like,
what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Like be creative with it and make it more classy so it's not just like
Yeah.
a feed of vajayjays.
Yeah. Or even like you like getting on to me like, today I did 3
Vagacials.
I did 3 vajacials
Three
today.
vagacials, guys.
And I was like, one of them, one of the ones I did today, I really helped them out with an ingrown that was in a very difficult part.
Yeah.
Like if you ever feel like you have those, like I'm your girl. Like there's ways you can like tastefully do it.
Or even like
yeah.
client testimonials if they don't want to show their whole vagina, it could just be like a video of them sitting down like talking about how the experience went or like, like how they felt more comfortable afterwards kind of thing, that's really fun and important too.
Yeah.
Because that can be hard to like, market and show.
Yes.
But also on the other hand, because it is something I feel like newer and like, it is kind of like a whoa kind of.
We could do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like that alone will probably get attention too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if you're just scrolling, you're like.
And it just helps overall, like them coming back. Because again, like I feel like the service is as good as also the aftercare.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I know like everybody struggles sometimes with aftercare. Let me help you. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah.
That's important.
Awesome. So, if you are listening into our episode right now, we have our new esthetician here at 925 Hayward who specializes in brows, brow mapping, brow lamination, lash lifts, Brazilians, full body waxes, and Vagacials coming soon. Crystal, 7 Girl Lucky Co. is your girl.
Yes.
Love it. Okay, so just to kind of wrap things up here, is there any other things that either we can expect to see from you or any other like insight that you want to share to maybe those who are like wanting to enter the industry or, get some of these appointments and services done and, make them feel more comfortable?
Yeah.
Any kind of
Speak to your future clients.
last wisdom here.
Yes. I would say we all know you've been scrolling. I know you see it. We post as much just so you can see it. So just book.
Yeah.
Just book it. Test it out. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
But I promise it'll be for you.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that.
All right, guys. Well, let's wrap up this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you on our next episode of
Salon After Hours.